live in a time when the world feels out of control, and many of us are trying to do everything we can to make sense of it. But what if the most powerful change you could make was not out there, but was actually inside your own mind? In this video, I'm going to explore a surprising insight from a spiritual teaching that could shift how you see the world and how you see your role in it. Every day seems to bring another breaking point. The news is relentless. The headlines are heavy. War, division, climate change, corruption, political chaos. It's overwhelming. It's natural to want to do something, to protest, fix, or resist, or escape, to take control, take control of the madness out there. But what if we've been looking in the wrong direction? What if the world were trying so hard to change? And think about this. It might sound a little weird, but what if the world we're trying to change is actually a mirror? That may sound strange at first, but both modern psychology and ancient spiritual teachings hint at the same truth. We don't just perceive the world, we project onto it. What we see out there is often a reflection of what's going on in here. A fearful mind sees a dangerous world. A resentful heart finds a reason to be angry. A hopeless soul finds only despair, and a peaceful presence sees with new eyes. This idea hit home for me in a very ordinary moment. I remember one morning when I was running behind and I had to call customer service about a billing issue. The rep on the other end was polite, but slow to grasp what I was saying. Before I knew it, my tone sharpened and I felt completely justified. After all, she wasn't doing her job. But afterwards, I had to sit with something uncomfortable. My frustration wasn't really about her. I was already agitated, feeling out of control, behind on deadlines, and disappointed with myself. She was just the mirror that I projected all of that onto. It wasn't about her, it was about me. And it was the first of many wake-up calls that I had. There is a beautiful passage that comes from the book called A Course in Miracles. Some of you may be familiar with it. In the text in chapter 21, a passage that reads, "Projection makes perception. The world you see is what you gave it, nothing more than that. But though it is no more than that, it is not less. Therefore, to you it is important. It is the witness to your state of mind, the outside picture of an inward condition. As a man thinketh, so does he perceive. Therefore, seek not to change the world, but choose to change your mind about the world. Perception is a result and not a cause." It's a beautiful passage. At first glance, that might sound passive. Just change your mind. Doesn't the world need action? We ask. But the Course isn't telling us to ignore injustice or pretend everything's fine. It's pointing to something that is deeper. Our state of consciousness shapes how we view the world, how we interpret the world, and how we respond to it. A fearful reaction can look like action, but it often just fuels chaos. A clear, centered response that's born from peace has more power than 1,000 frantic gestures. This doesn't mean we sit in silence or we float away on clouds of good vibes. It means we begin where real change begins, and that is within. I got another taste of that truth shortly after we moved into the condo community where we now live. I was working out in our garage and I heard a loud truck. It was Bob, our new neighbor. He wore a backward baseball cap and he walked like he owned the place. My first reaction was, here comes trouble. So I braced for noise and complaints and confrontation. But then I saw him out helping an elderly neighbor carrying groceries. A few days later, he was out improving landscaping in our common area. He wasn't doing it for praise, just quietly out there improving the space for all of us. I had judged him before he even said a word. The moment I caught myself, I thought about it and I laughed because I realized I'd cast him into a role he never auditioned for. I projected my past experiences onto a person I didn't know. Then I reacted to my own story, I didn't react to reality. When you shift your perception, the world around you doesn't magically vanish, but your experience of it changes. You stop feeding the fear. You begin seeing through the noise. And from that new vision, you act differently, you speak differently, and you show up differently. And that in turn does change the world, because now you're bringing something new to the world. This happened again during the recent election cycle. I found myself judging people online who voted differently than I did. I silently labeled them. I questioned their values. I dismissed even their intelligence. And yet I kept scrolling, getting more agitated, and the more I judged, the more disturbed I felt. It wasn't just politics. It was projection. I was making the digital battlefield a projection screen for my own fear. Fear of losing control, fear of being wrong, fear that the world might not be safe unless my side won. But the truth is, perception is a result, not a cause. And the moment I realized that, something softened. I stopped scrolling and I started breathing and I began listening again. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or angry or hopeless about what's happening around you, just think about this. Maybe it's not just the world that needs healing. Maybe it's our way of seeing it. Each of these moments was an invitation for me to shift, not because the world changed, but because I did. And when you change your mind about the world, even slightly, you start to see something new. Not enemies, but mirrors. Not threats, but teachers. When you change your mind, you're not giving up the fight, you're changing the battlefield. From reaction to reflection, from projection to perception, from chaos to clarity. It might just be the most radical and loving thing that you can do. So, thank you for listening. If this reflection resonated with you, I would invite you to subscribe and share this with someone else. Maybe give us a like. And I will continue exploring our perceptions and our awareness, inner transformation in future posts and videos. So until the next time, be blessed and be a blessing. Bye for now.